Hi, welcome to the Single-Handed Chef. My name is Aaron. I'm the Single-Handed Chef. This is my friend Dan, who's going to help me today. Like y'all know, I had a brain abscess about a year ago, and just trying to do some cooking videos to help people out. Today, we're going to do a poached salmon salad. So right now, we're going to make the court bouillon for the liquid. We have a pot of water on right here, and so now Dan is going to make the court bouillon.
Nice. So you want a gentle simmer before we put anything in it, and then we're going to bring it back to the gentle simmer before we put the fish in. If it's boiling, it's going to ruin the fish, so it needs to be nice, gentle cooking. We have a little bit of fennel. We're going to use the base for salad, so we have the tops really nice flavor. So we're going to take these and just pop it right in there. A little bit of lemon. Again, the whole thing, don't need to peel. Take a couple of slices. You don't want too much. Pop it in there like that. And a little bit of dill, because salmon loves dill.
Yes, it does.
Again, quick little chop. We're not really rough chop. It doesn't need to be really fine or anything like that. Just
trying to make it easy so you can do all this with one hand. So everything he did right there, I could have done, or anybody could have done. And if not, this is a very simple recipe anyways for anybody to do. You want to go on with any salt?
Yeah, so what I would suggest is a little bit of salt in the water, but I also would season the salmon a little bit too. And if we season the salmon now, then it'll give a chance for the salt to absorb into the fish before it goes into the water. So if you season the salmon and then chuck it in the water, the salt is going to come right up the fish right away. So season it a little bit ahead of time, let the salt sink in a little bit, and then pop it in. I guess that's probably not hot enough if you put your hand in. Other way. There we go.
All right, so we're going to let that water come up, and when that's up, we're going to do...
Go ahead. I'll keep a close eye.
All right, we're going to put the salmon on. All right, now we're back. We're at perfect poaching liquid stage. So now we're going to go in with the salmon.
This one's got the skin on. Already been seasoned. Salt's nice and absorbed in. Just lay it in gently. Try not to splash everywhere so you don't injure yourself.
And it shouldn't take that long with a piece this thick. It's about an inch thick. It should take about 3 to 4 minutes. A little bit about Dan. I can tell you some more. But he worked in London for a long time, and he worked at a lot of Michelin star restaurants. And then he also worked one of my favorite places when he worked at the Grand Cayman Brasserie in the Cayman Islands, or Cayman. He's been a good friend for a long time and a really good chef.
And more importantly, a dear friend for a long time. I've known this guy for 25 years.
Easily.
He was a brother to me. So I mean, it's amazing to see what you're doing, man. That's amazing.
I appreciate that. So while the salmon's going, what we're going to do here is we're going to do some buttered lettuce that's already washed, tomatoes, radishes, fennel, arugula, and some cherry tomatoes. And so we're going to go on right here. And so we're going to use my fancy dancy little cutting board with the nails. And so what I do is the fennel, I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to slice in half. And then I'm going to, with this piece right here, I'm going to go back on the nails. And I'm going to slice real thin. Fennel is one of my favorite things in the world. Tastes like licorice a little bit. So if you don't like licorice, you won't like this. And
I always used to say anise because it doesn't scare people.
But then people are like, "What's anise?" And then you tell them, they're like, never mind.
You know that black jelly bean?
We're going to take the cherry tomatoes. I'm going to cut these in half. This is a little harder to do. So just edge it onto your nail. And there you go. Cut it in half. I'm learning a lot of new stuff as I go with this. You know, because before I was right-handed and I had two hands.
And fast.
Yeah, and now I'm very slow.
You could rock those things. You could rock this piece out in 30
Yeah.
seconds.
I couldn't work in a restaurant, but I can cook. I cook dinner for myself and some friends. Try not to limit yourself too much, and I love to cook, and so therefore, this gives me the opportunity to be with friends, still have something to do, even though I'm in the middle of my therapy.
It's healthier too.
It's very healthy.
Way healthier. You have full control on what it is you're eating.
Yeah.
Less expensive.
Well, and
Get you up moving around.
And the meals I'm cooking are trying to be 30-minute meals.
Yeah.
These are very simple meals that people can do at home anytime in a busy schedule or a not so busy schedule. You can take as much time as you want. All right, so now we have that. We're going to go in.
I think we're probably about 30, 40 seconds out on this fish.
All right. We're going to cut the arugula.
Sit quite happily here.
So I got some nice arugula. We're going to go in with about half of that. I'm going with some buttered lettuce.
It always used to be called Boston Bibb lettuce, didn't it?
It used to be.
And then all of a sudden it just became butter lettuce. It's the same thing. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong at all.
Maybe they just like the name better for, be able to sell it. Either way.
I don't know. I know because when you used to always say that too, Boston Bibb. But people knew what you're talking about. I mean, you mean butter lettuce? I'm like, yeah. So now we're going to cut some radishes. You can cut those kind of thin as well.
The thinner the better. They're usually pretty punchy. So it's nice to have a little pop in your salad when you're eating it.
And just use the nails to hold as best you can and get as thin as you can. All right. Our salad is somewhat ready to go. If you can look in here, we have our buttered lettuce, our arugula, our tomatoes, our fennel, and our radishes. Set that off to the side. Getting ready to pull out the salmon here in a minute. And then we'll make the dressing, and then we'll be good to go. So we'll be back here in a few minutes. All right. Now, there we are with our salmon in the Court Bouillon. It's been going for about 4 minutes, and we're getting ready to pull it out. So right there, brave it with your finger.
If you don't want to stick your finger into hot water, you can just take a small knife, something kind of like that. You can stick it into the middle of the salmon and just feel on a sensitive part of your body, like your lip or your wrist or something like that. If it's warm, it's cooked. If it's cold, it's not cooked.
And this is warm, so we're going to pull it.
Mm-hmm. And it feels right to me as well.
There we go.
So we're gonna remove the skin on this, and I use the fish slice to remove the skin. You just pull it gently.
Hold on.
There you go. Just pull the skin gently across the fish, and I'm taking the brown meat with it. So there's this bit right here that is, especially with salmon, it can be super fishy and really unpleasant to eat. And you just want to pull that little bit of brown meat off at the same time, and it's going to make the fish just taste that much cleaner and that much better. Just can bring it right across, just like that. That little bit right there we can get out with the fish slice. And at this point, if you did that and you took it off and it's not quite cooked the way you want it to be cooked, you can put it back in the water. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not gonna hurt it to put it back in. I think the salmon should be ever so slightly undercooked, because if it's in there for too long, it gets dry. And
yeah.
like that. But it's hard to overcook things with poaching. It's a really nice way to cook fish because
Yeah.
it's gentle.
Retains the liquid. All right. We'll be right back. All right, now we're back, and we're going to make the horseradish dressing, and then we're going to finish up the poached salmon salad. So, Dan, if you can make the dressing.
This is dead easy. A little bit of sour cream. You can use fresh horseradish if you want. If you have prepared horseradish, there's nothing wrong with it as well. The prepared horseradish is easier, obviously, but it's always going to have a little bit of vinegar in it to kind of keep the color. So, literally just the horseradish and sour cream, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I'd always put just a splash of extra virgin in here just to give it that shine. And then stir it, but don't over stir it because the sour cream will kind of go really loose if you kind of whip it. So just gentle like this, just a little, until it all comes together. And that to me looks like it's about the right texture. And drizzle. Looks good to me. You give it a taste. Make sure you got the seasoning right. Great. Tastes like horseradish. Lovely. Salmon and horseradish is such a lovely thing. It's very, very Scottish.
All right. Now let's build the salad. So, in with your greens, go a little bit of oil, salt, just a little bit of pepper because the arugula is going to be peppery enough. And then just go in with a squeeze of lemon. Some fresh dill.
Love it.
And this is salad, so you can be a little bit rustic with this as well.
I love it. I think it's great. Just nice big chunks. Lots of stuff that's super good for you. Keeps you regular. It's great.
And then just mix everything up. Taste it to make sure that it's really good.
If you're presenting for your friends and family, I would suggest going like big leaves, kind of at the bottom, so that you can see all the pretty stuff that kind of floats to the top.
And that's what we're going to kind of do here. I'm going to pull out all the greens, and we'll just put all the vegetables
Fantastic.
on top. Let all that color shine through. And then put the salmon on top.
So your choice, you can flake it or you can just pop it right on there, however you want to do it. You can flake it apart or you can just make a nice big piece. It looks, to me, when you put a nice big piece on, it looks much more, much more generous for sure. Like, you know, look, we've got something that's a good 5-6 ounce piece of salmon.
There you go. You can put a little squeeze of lemon on the side if you want. A little extra lemon. Make it look kind of nice right here.
And then there you go.
Yeah.
Love it. Gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you want, you can throw in a sprig of dill.
Yeah, man. Now we're getting old school. I love it.
Now we're doing some old school cooking.
There we
go. Look at that. And there we go. We have a nice poached salmon dish for lunch to eat, and it's very simple to do. And I'd like to thank Dan for coming in, helping me out.
What a pleasure, bro.
I really appreciate it.
It's
thank you so much.
My man.
My brother. Thank you so much for coming to the Single-Handed Chef. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to come here and check me out. So enjoy, and I will see you soon. You take care. There's from the left-handed or the one-handed chef. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.